fuckface. First, take a big step back and literally fuck your own face! Otherwise, I'm gonna have to head down there and I will rain down on a godly fucking firestorm upon you. You're gonna have to call the fucking United Nations and get a fucking binding resolution to keep me from fucking destroying you. I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
What the fuck is going on, you beautiful people, you fucking degenerates? I love you all. Welcome back to another episode of Real Ass People's Entertainment. Real talk, real shit. Hope y'all are surviving out there with this fucking coronavirus going on. You're probably not gonna die or anything. This is all fucking stupid. But you're all cooped up, so I hope we're bringing you some entertainment. Today we had on Bella, Bikini Barista. Probably all remember her from like episode 10 or 13 or something. Last time she was on with her boyfriend, the beautiful penis. This time it was just herself. Please go check her out on Instagram at YourFaveCoffeeBabe. God, it's a tongue twister. Spelled URFAVE Coffee Babe. She's also promoting her fucking OnlyFans account, which is an awesome deal. Go support her on OnlyFans at Sexy Bells. That's sexy_bells_. Go check her out. Also, go check out my co-host on Instagram at Designs by Dino. He's got some dope work. He's a tattoo artist. Amazing shit. Go check him out. Support him when this is all over. If you're in the Tacoma area, come get some work done by him. Don't forget to follow our Instagram page, Real Ass People. We are also on YouTube at Real Ass People's Entertainment. We're trying to stay consistent with that. Please go check us out and support us. Also on Spotify and iTunes, please go leave us a rating review. We appreciate it. And if you are following us on the Anchor FM app, you can also leave us a monetary donation, which we always appreciate. And we'll give you a fucking shout out on the podcast. So please, I hope you enjoy it. Let's get into it. Wow!
Are you really doing this to me, Dan? Fuck you. Anyway, all right.
I have to.
All aboard, motherfuckers. We are here with another episode of Real Ass People's Podcast.
This is
I'm
what I
your
have to
boy
watch.
Dino, Dan,
Dirty Dan, motherfucker.
and with us, please introduce yourself.
Bella, your fave coffee babe.
Hey, don't you know?
If anyone remembers, I'm sure everyone remembers Bella. The first time we had her on episode, what was it? Was it episode 10 or 13?
I think
Bella,
it was
Bella and her beautiful penis.
One.
And
Yes.
no beautiful penis on this one. Just you this
No.
time.
Yes.
Well, spinning off of that, so question for you.
Oh, right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
Not even like
Oh, yeah.
how you been? How are things? Just
We
boom,
can
right
get
into the
there. I have an
okay.
Yeah, I have a question.
Ryan loves his questions. Like he's just. We did a podcast last week with someone, and they do a podcast, and he just came right out with the hard hitting questions. Didn't even wait.
Know. You just gotta know. This isn't a hard hitting question, but you'll be okay. So, have you noticed amongst all this bullshit that's happening on, with like the COVID and stuff, would you say business is booming or lacking right now as being a barista?
I'd say 50-50 on that, actually.
Yeah, because
Like
all this. What, Dan?
I was gonna say like some days slow, some days busy, kind of a thing.
Yeah, I would say good 50-50 on that. Now social media, you're gonna go up pretty high because everyone right now is just on their phone. There's nothing to really do right now. But going out to the stands and all that, unless you're a barista that has a lot of followers that people always want to come and see on a regular basis before all this COVID crap, then your business is always going to be up no matter what. But if you're like a beginner or someone that's just starting to take off, I would say a good 50-50.
Right. Because I notice all the stands by me out here, all of them are still open, but none of them have lines like they used to anymore. So I was just which I always thought was like ironic and funny because it's like you can still go and get coffee and social distance. You know what I mean? Like it's not like you're in a
Mhm.
huge area with a lot of people. You're still just like one-on-one, and I'm sure everybody's still trying to take their proper precautions and stuff like that.
Yeah, Ryan.
So yeah,
Ryan was just discovering bikini baristas right before this whole Corona shit hit
yeah.
because they don't really have them where he's from.
Oh,
No.
where are you from?
I just moved here from Michigan.
Oh, nice. I'm from
Yeah.
Virginia, so I get it. I was
Okay.
shocked too.
Yeah, like I literally, it was funny too when one of my friends showed me it. He was just like, let's go grab some coffee. Obviously didn't tell me what kind of coffee we were about to go grab. And he pulls in so that I'm the one talking to the lady, not the other way around. And like, so like, he's like, I was like, what is this? He's like, oh, it's just like a coffee hut, whatever. Just, you drive in. And I'm like, cool. So I'm like looking at my phone. He pulls up and the window hasn't like opened yet. And so I'm like, I got a second. So I'm like looking down at my phone and the window opens. I look to my right and I just see like the biggest pair of tits I've ever seen in my life. And I was like taken aback and like, obviously I couldn't like turn to him and be like, yo, what's going on? I like forgot that I was trying to order coffee. So it just, the whole situation kind of turned slightly awkward. And I had to apologize for it being my first time.
I've never heard the story before and I fucking love it.
Yeah,
That's great.
And it was like one of those like shy. I almost felt like I was like cheating on my girlfriend too. I was like not looking. Like I ordered my coffee and like looked back down at my phone. Like I wasn't staring at her at all. Like I was like, God's gonna smite me for this shit. So I just like, I'm not gonna look. And but now I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck now.
Show.
Yeah, you gotta enjoy the show, bud.
Okay, so like I've obviously been back, to multiple stands, but what show are you talking about? Because all the stands that I go to, it's like, hey, what's up? Here's your coffee. Have a good day. Like, I wouldn't really consider that a show. Like, are you talking about the show of me being able to look at a sexy girl or her giving me a show?
Well, okay, if you realize this, if you're actually looking into the stand and not on your phone, okay, girls will like bend down, get some ice, shake their butt a little bit, pour the ice in your cup and stuff like that. And some of them will ask you if you want like, a show or whatever, or you can ask them for that. But obviously, we don't do it. Right.
Well, like, okay, so like I said, I've been back. I don't look through at my phone anymore, and trust me, I'm looking into the coffee stand, and I still don't know what you're talking about. So maybe I'm just going to the wrong stand.
The good ones do like they have a little more flair, a little more.
Yeah, they're more like fun.
Yeah, I absolutely think I fucked up, so that's okay. How are you holding up through all the COVID stuff with staying at home and doing all that type of stuff?
Well, I can't be working at the stand or anything right now because I am actually an at-risk person with underlying problems. So I've already been sent to the hospital like 3 times in the past couple of weeks. Yeah. Wow. So I have asthma and I've been needing to get my inhalers and stuff, and it took some time, and I finally got my inhaler. I have 2 actually, so I'm just like, I had a fever. I actually ended up getting a fever of 101.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I had a fluctuating fever for 2 weeks. I was just like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, but I'm okay.
I was gonna say, were you shitting your pants thinking that you had the COVID?
Actually, no. I'm one of those people that's kind of spiritual, so I'm like always like, you're healthy, you're fine, you're good, life's great, even though it sucks right now, but you're great. So my fever went down about a couple days ago. I was just worried because I guess I'm not used to the vegetation here and everything like that because I'm highly allergic to nature, but I love it. So my sinuses.
So I was
and,
gonna say, so
everything.
your allergies
You
are probably kicking in your face, huh?
You moved
Yes!
to the right state.
Yeah. I've heard this state's pretty ruthless when it comes to the allergies.
Yeah, and I saw that they had me test for I tested for the coronavirus, I tested for the flu, and I'm sitting there like this, you're tickling my brain, because it was just horrible. I felt it right here.
Oh
How
my
do
God.
how do they test for the corona?
It's like a huge Q-tip, and they stick it all the way up in your nose, and you
Nope.
feel it literally right here.
Nope, I'm so good.
Yeah, and I had to do it
so good.
twice, because I had to do one for the flu, and I had to do one for the corona. And I sat there like, and in my car, by the way, they're testing you in your cars. You're not admitted to the hospital or inside the building.
Oh, so you went to you went to one of the mobile testing sites, or?
It's at the I went to the community health center, like 4 minutes from my place, and they have like a drive-through meet.
Interesting.
Right.
Yeah, it was so weird.
You know, when I think of a drive-through corona line, I'm thinking more beer than sickness.
I know, right? It's weird. But that was like, I don't know if it's not painful. It just tickles. It feels like you're gonna sneeze. But then it tickles so much. You know when you get tickled and it just hurts?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
It felt like that.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Are you there?
But right here in my brain. I felt like I lost a couple brain cells.
And actually down by the shop.
Did we lose connection?
With who? Dan, with who?
What?
With who?
No, just... What do you mean with who?
You said, did we lose connection?
Yeah,
with
both
who?
of you just like, I couldn't hear either one of you guys.
Well,
oh.
that's on you two. Anyway, yeah, Dan, fuck off. Anyway,
such a dick.
They had a test. They turned the parking lot of the Tacoma Dome into a testing site. Off of Puyallup Ave. I worked right there in the heart of like the industrial district down there by the water, and that not on Pack Ave, but the other way going down Puyallup, the back way into the parking lot. That was the entrance, and they were doing they turned like a quarter, if not half, the parking lot into a testing area. And I went to go check it out, and they said that you had to apply online, and only people that I got approved were able to go there and get tested. And it was like a whole, ordeal.
You have to. Well, essentially, it's not really necessarily applying. You have to answer a certain amount of questions, because they'll tell you like, well, by your answer to your questions, you don't have the symptoms or COVID, because they're trying to.
That's what they do to me.
They're trying to eliminate people that are just freaking out. Be like, I don't feel good. I think I have it. And they're like, no, you don't have any of the symptoms, because people are stupid, don't want to educate themselves on what the symptoms are.
Right.
And as far as testing sites, they did the same thing up in your area. You're still up towards the Everett area, right?
Yeah, I'm in Everett, Mukilteo area now.
Yeah, they have a mobile testing site at the Aqua Sox field parking lot, that baseball stadium.
Uh-huh.
They have a mobile testing site there too.
That's crazy. Oh my God, have you guys heard about all these CEOs like backing down, and like that stuff's like been freaking me out.
What are you talking about?
What? You guys haven't heard?
I've been busy doing shit. What?
So, on the news.
Okay, what about these CEOs?
So on the news, first of all, they said something about one of the Navy captains resigning and stepping down. That was yesterday. Today they said,
that happened because he called a superior a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and then so that was one, and then today we have on the news saying Victoria's Secret, Microsoft, T-Mobile, all these other places, all these other companies, all their CEOs are backing down or like stepping down. I'm like, what is going on?
They're probably more. I feel like they're probably more cashing out versus.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll let you finish, Ryan. I'm kind of in agreement.
That was it, Dan. Your turn.
I think what they're doing is because because the stock market's kind of crashing. Like, we're headed into a recession. The CEOs just don't want to be the ones in charge when all of a sudden these companies are going down because we're headed into a recession. They don't want to be remembered for that. Like, oh, hey, you're the one that ran, Victoria's Secret into the ground. Like,
Right.
like they're making their millions. They want to step down because they don't want to be in that fucking hot seat. Like, let that type of board fucking pick another CEO so he can fucking deal with this shit.
And that as well too. It's probably super complicated because even though they're stepping down, who knows what their shares are like. They could still be a majority stakeholder in the company. They just don't want the title of CEO or something like that. But I can understand how that would be very discerning to hear about all these, especially like Microsoft, which is one of the biggest companies in the Seattle area, and stuff like that. And so, it makes sense amongst everything that's happening. But I can completely agree with you. That's kind of discerning about the state in which we are progressing amongst this.
Yeah, nothing's getting better.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate. I actually have more of like a personal question for you because you are a barista. And then earlier, obviously, you were talking to your significant other. How does that work? How do you guys have a successful relationship, quote unquote, while being?
He's asking because he wants to go find himself a bikini barista to date.
That's
does not work that way.
I don't want. I'm good on that. So let me hear it.
Okay. First off, when we were just friends and everything like that, I was a saleswoman for Honda, one of the top dealerships in Virginia, and I was also a Hooters girl part-time. So I did a little bit of that. I was totally against the whole like sex work, like whether it was bikini barista, stripping, prostituting, blah, 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 whatever. Totally against all of that. I moved here and it was the biggest culture shock of my life. I looked at all of these bikini stands and I'm like, this is the nastiest shit ever. Like, I would never ever want to do that. And then a couple months down the road, one of my friends said that her friend worked at a bikini stand. She was making all this money and starting to take care of herself, working out, whatever. And then my boyfriend goes ahead and tells me, oh, well, you should just go ahead and apply. Like, why not? He was like, you got a great body, you got a great personality. I actually used to be an AGM for Starbucks in Virginia at one point too. So I have all this coffee experience. So he was like, go ahead and do it. I started off, and if anything, he's been nothing but supportive. And that's just because we have such great communication and trust within one another that it does not affect us at all. Like, I have my OnlyFans going right now, so everything's
and then
great.
So same thing with that. Do you so you said that it almost sounded like that he was the one that initiated you to do it. Did you take that initial step to start doing the OnlyFans, or did he also get into that as well with you?
So after he told me to go ahead and be a barista, did my research, did this and that, got to know some of the girls before I got in there, and they told me, hey, for extra cash in this job, we actually have our own things on the side, like we'll do shows at the stand, or we have our bikini or OnlyFans pages, or we'll sell content on Instagram, or whatever.
Right.
And he actually came up to me one day and he was like, hey, so I'm looking at all these girls' pages and they're like making all this money off of this thing called OnlyFans or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I know about that. He was like, go for it. I was like, are you sure? Because I wanted to do it, but I was like a little bit more reserved, I guess, because, I love him and my body's for him and only for him. But he was like, you're not doing anything. You know what I mean? You're not going to touch someone or actually going to hang out with someone or anything like that. So he actually does my OnlyFans with me.
Wow. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, so you guys are both on the OnlyFans. I mean,
it's mostly me, but he'll feature in every once. Like, he featured actually 2 nights ago, and that video was fun.
Oh my god, that's funny.
See,
So, yeah.
this is what I've been saying for weeks. This quarantine is I just need to go because being single now, it's like I just need to go find someone that just wants to sit here and like make just a bunch of Pornhub content with me.
Yeah, but
I
you
think
can't
that would be
capitalize.
fun.
You can't
Like,
monetize it
we're
like
stuck
that,
in-
though.
Pornhub is monetized just like YouTube.
No, I
Uh-huh.
understand that, but I'm just talking about the
And they
level of content that she can personally put out on her cell phone or whatever is probably far greater than it would be to make a video and edit it and put it on like a porn site. You know what I mean? Like hers is so mobile and ready to
But
go.
a lot of these. So is Pornhub. I can upload right from my phone. I have content on Pornhub. I uploaded it right from my phone.
Okay.
A lot of
Got
this
it,
stuff,
Dan. Got it.
people love. I don't know what it is. I'm not personally big on it, but people love the amateur videos.
Yep.
Like they literally just put their phone like on their dresser and just film 20 minutes of them fucking, and they upload it to Pornhub.
Yeah.
That's a thing today.
Yeah,
Right.
and that's exactly how you do it on OnlyFans. But on this one, you're actually like guaranteed if someone's gonna watch a video, whatever, they have to subscribe to you. They have to pay you. They like for me,
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you're gonna watch
OnlyFans
my
is
video,
subscription based, whereas Pornhub is.
what was that?
Oh man, the connection today sucks. Yeah, OnlyFans is subscription based, whereas Pornhub more goes off of you get so much per so many like minutes of viewership.
Yes, yeah. It's just I don't know. I like what I do now on social media because I've always wanted to be a model, so I'm slowly working my way up to becoming an Insta model. That's what I want to go to.
Right. Okay, so through all of this, communication, trust, loyalty, and hell, maybe even including them is what gets you through on having OnlyFans and a bikini barista with a relationship.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
I mean, he never had.
Have you guys had any issues like at all, like with miscommunication amongst that? Like, because I feel like just like in anything, it's a lot easier said than done. So like, I'm sure that there's amongst being good and stuff that there's still probably some complications amongst those types of things as well.
There, I think the like main complication there's no argument about it or anything like that. He really doesn't care. But on my side, actually, that I think it consumes a lot of my time because at night, like before I go to bed, if I want to take a couple shots for my OnlyFans or for my Instagram and make some content, I need a good 2-3 hours so I can get everything down. Make sure my angles are right or make sure this looks nice. I have to like put so much time and effort into it. And I mean, he likes to sit there and watch me do it. And,
I mean, what guy really wouldn't like that? I mean, if I had a girl, I'd watch her do it too.
Yeah, no, he gives me all of my privacy, and then I walk into the bedroom. He's like this on his phone, refreshing his page. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm waiting to see what you got uploaded." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
That's funny as shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I just want to make sure because I need to approve. I'm like, approve of what? He's just like, I want to make sure it's sexy enough so you get all these likes on there. And I'm like, okay,
awesome. You ever, so obviously being such like a public figure and stuff like that and continuing to grow in the social media world, and you were saying that you obviously were barista first and then you started your OnlyFans. So how long have you been doing it for the OnlyFans?
I had my OnlyFans up for about 2 months, But I actually just started really posting, maybe
consistently posting.
Yeah, I started like really posting. I only had like 3 things up until like a week and a half ago, and then in a week and a half, I have almost 90 followers.
Okay, well,
that's awesome.
Do you want to
throw out your OnlyFans really quick?
I would say no. Go ahead and follow me on my Instagram, and the link is in the bio. My name is Sexy Bells.
On
Um,
On
Instagram.
OnlyFans.
Oh,
My
okay.
OnlyFans is Sexy Bells.
Got it.
But my Instagram is Your Fave Coffee Babe. So you would spell it out URFAVE Coffee Babe, and then it's
Okay.
Bella.
Go
That's
follow
me.
her, everybody, and go get a subscription.
Yes, and my new subscribers, you'll get a discount and free
Hey.
gifts.
So you said you've been doing about 2 months, and obviously you were talking about, it's being okay with in a relationship, and things are going well with that. How long do you see that going on for? Like, obviously it might be hard to tell what an end goal is, but I mean, is this something you seem like you're going to do for a while?
That's a really great question. I was actually talking to him about this. Was it yesterday night? I think it was yesterday night. I was telling him, hey, once kids are in the picture, I think I want to delete everything, get rid of everything. Because
mom's got to tame it down a little bit.
yeah, I mean, I might get rid of the OnlyFans and just do specific content for my Instagram and then sell on the side on my Insta. But OnlyFans has to go. I don't want to have a girl and have her get on there one day and run into something.
Right.
Well, okay. So my question with that is, if you have a girl one day and she gets on it, like, how old is she going to be to where she sees it? Like, I'm guessing over 13. So even once you have kids, like, you probably still have like a few years till you give your kid like full access to the internet.
Well,
and not to mention by then, like, even right now, like, so everyone's worried about having videos out there. Like, what if somebody I know comes across it? Like, I know a ton of people. Like I said, I got a little bit of content on Pornhub. No one's ever come to me and be like, I saw your video on Pornhub. Because there's so much shit getting uploaded. The chance of somebody coming across, like, your, little tiny little slice of content compared to what's out there is slim to none.
Yeah, that's true. That's almost exactly what he was telling me yesterday. He was like, oh, well, when are they going to get on? When are they going to have an Instagram? When are they going to really understand?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I plan on doing it for some time, like a couple years, maybe like 5-6 more years, because I plan on having kids around 25. I turn 21 next month, guys.
Hey. Finally, you're going to finally be an adult.
And
I've been an adult.
And hopefully the bars will be back open by then.
Yeah, right.
I really hope so.
Like, if I can't get fucked up at a bar on my 21st birthday, I'm just gonna lose my shit.
I am already very upset because I'm really scared that I'm gonna have just a completely shitty 21st birthday. Because I can't fly my friends out. I won't be able to go down and see family without having to be quarantined for 14 days. I'm heartbroken, honestly, but I mean,
if you want to fly people out, I would suggest buying tickets now while they're like $100.
I know, exactly.
You guys want to hear something crazy?
What?
My uncle actually flies for American Airlines, and I just got a text the other day, literally yesterday, actually, that he just moved to, I think it was either West Virginia or one of the Carolinas, but he was out here in Washington, moved there, and he flew to Dallas, and he flies the big Airbuses, like the big passenger commuters, and they flew with no passengers yesterday.
Wow.
They still made the trip. They had no passengers. No, like, it was like the flight was like, they went in, they waited for passengers. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, we're going to fly to Houston. Like, it was a full-on thing. Like, you could have bought a ticket on it, but some airlines are still running scheduled flights that are for sale.
Yeah, the reason is because they might need that specific airplane to fly out of, you said he flew to Texas.
Somewhere else.
Fly out of Texas, because that was scheduled to fly out of Texas with, maybe at least half a fucking plane.
Right.
So they might have still had to just move it. Like, oh, there's no planes, we could just sit here. But Texas needs this airplane right now for another flight.
Right.
Still, it's fucking crazy. There's nobody on the plane.
And the one before that, he said that a lot of people in the industry are just like hopping around because they can. So one of the flights that he was flying had like 2 actual passengers, but carried almost 15 workers of the airline just floating around because they have nothing better to do.
That's
I would do the same.
I'm
I
about
mean-
to go fly somewhere for the weekend just because I can do it for $100. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make it out to the Virgin Islands, and which is one of my favorite places to go.
you're broke
And
as shit.
tickets from Florida are $31 to go to the
What?
Virgin Islands.
Damn.
Yeah, and I was like, I might be broke, but like I could still make it to paradise and call it a day, and just like never fucking leave, you know. But I actually just thought about this too because we were just talking about it, and you were talking about how you said you might only do it for a couple more years or whatever because you wouldn't want to have, you know, your kids or whatever stumbling upon your content. But at the same time, if it's not your content, it's going to be somebody else's content that they know. You know, like it's going to be a friend or somebody's mom or somebody's girlfriend or even one of their friends. And that their friend didn't tell them, and they're like, holy shit, there's, you know, Sarah or whatever. So doesn't that kind of make it almost a little bit like a catch-22, you know? Like you could still technically do it, but like, I mean, I get it. I don't ever want kids, but if I ever did have kids, I most certainly wouldn't want them to see my content, so I get it. But if it's not yours, it's going to be somebody else's. And that situation's still probably going to happen.
Yeah, and I agree with that. And honestly, like I said, it's just I might just get rid of it once they're, you know, getting more adapted to the internet. However, the internet is like, you know, by that day and age. But
probably 20 times worse than what it is now.
Think
about it. In the 90s, what year were you born, Bella?
1999.
Oh God, you're so fucking young.
I'm a baby.
Dan, what year were you born?
90.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I remember
You're younger than my man.
I remember when computers first came, like in-home computers, like when the first Macs came out, and you could like do
I was
stuff.
3 years old when I had a computer at home.
Yeah, like I remember that, and that was obviously super primitive to us now in technology. But then, in the last decade, with how many iPhones have been put out, how many smartphones in general have been put out, I could only imagine in the next 10 years that the internet's either going to crash because it's so fucked up, or it's going to completely change the face of this planet, because we are so in depth of a society of instant gratification when all I got to do is this, and literally the world is at my fucking fingertips on a 5-inch screen, you know?
So that's really hit home for me, is that I have all this fucking power in my hand on a daily basis, and then someone asks me a dumb question. I'm like, what's in your back pocket? Just reach in your back pocket, grab your phone out, and find out the damn answer. Like, why are you asking me? Like, I'm supposed to know everything.
Yeah,
like, I'm gonna do what you should do. I'm gonna reach into my back pocket and grab my phone.
It's actually funny you say that, Dan, because the other day I actually gave somebody that response, like, and I remember the situation perfectly, where they asked me a question where it's the question that you for sure have to use your phone to look it up, but I responded and I was like, well, why don't you grab your phone and look it up? Like, why are you asking me? Like, I use that response probably several times a day with my ex-girlfriend. I swear to God, she can never remember that she has a phone in her pocket. Right.
Like, you've got Google. It's easily as accessible to you as it is to me. I don't know why you're asking me like I'm some type of fucking scientist that has the fucking answer to everything.
Right.
I get it.
Bella, do you, obviously, since being a barista, do you have a lot of friends that do that?
No, actually, I don't.
Okay. Well, but you do have some that are friends that do that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know. That kind of took a left turn when I asked that. How are you guys doing things differently now in the stand with all of this stuff going on? Because, like, obviously, I mean, they're in a car, but I mean, you're definitely within 6 feet of each other, even them being in a car. So how are things changing a little bit as far as that goes for you guys?
Okay, so with that, what they're doing is they're actually making us wear gloves. So every time we hand something out, we have to have our gloves on.
Okay.
Well, and then what we're doing is actually sanitizing things so much more. Also, we're giving out free pastries. A lot of the stands are doing that, actually.
Damn,
I'm gonna have to go.
Yeah,
Hit up
some breakfast tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm gonna get some coffee.
With the gloves, because I mean, for being a barista, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys probably don't. I mean, you basic general knowledge, but do you guys do any sort of like training or online anything as far as contamination goes, or serve safe? Do you guys do like serve safe and stuff like that here?
Yeah, we have to get the food handler's card.
Oh, okay, for sure. Well, I was just saying because like you were talking about wearing gloves, and I can't, and myself being in the tattoo industry, I can't tell you how many times people subconsciously don't remember to do something and then completely just start contaminating things left and right by touching things and things and things. And so I was just wondering, so for you, like if you guys are wearing gloves, how many do you guys wear the same gloves through different customers, or do you swap gloves every different client? Like how are you guys doing that?
Honestly, just wear the same gloves.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, I guess you could change your dominant hand one because that's the one that you're handing the stuff out to.
Right.
Which, I mean, if you got a really big box, you got a ton of big boxes of gloves, might as well.
Oh, I was just curious because like the same.
Yeah, but some girls will wear like lingerie gloves. You know what I mean?
That's interesting.
Like costume gloves, which I think is kind of dumb. But
I mean, personally, I would agree with that. I mean, like, I get it, complete the ensemble, but like in the times that we're in, if they're asking you to wear gloves, like,
you should wear damn gloves.
Let's like try to make your blue latex gloves sexy. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, be like,
yes,
okay,
exactly.
You guys keep talking about this. I need more whiskey.
Yeah,
okay.
just play it off, But yeah, because obviously I haven't seen, with all these new updates coming out daily now, and they're talking about, people wearing masks in public despite everything, and even today when I was at the store, they're only allowing a certain amount of people go in. So you have to wait for people to come out for you to go in. And like everybody in there, like pretty much everybody now is wearing some sort of protective, either a mask or I saw like bandanas and stuff, but I definitely don't think that you ladies are probably wearing masks at the coffee stand.
No.
Yeah. I would do you think that you would get in trouble for doing so?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I wouldn't know what the protocol and something like that is, especially because, I mean, like you said, on a good day, I mean, you could have a couple hundred people coming through your stand a day, or I don't know how long your shift is, but on a good day, and if people are feeling ballsy, you could see quite a few people a day. And just like you said yourself, you're someone who has a compromised system, and that would be discerning to me. But you still have to make money. You still got to be at the stand. Gotta
I would though. Because I would, if I wanted to take the risk, I would wear my mask because I need it. But I might make my own mask. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like get a nice piece of like cloth, like a white
Cutes
one,
it up a little bit.
Or like a silver pretty one, or whatever, and then put it on and make it look cute.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just about that.
Yeah, I mean, you could do either one, and I think it's kind of funny. The other day, I was looking at kind of a timeline, if you will, of all of these different points that were made about wearing masks. And I don't know if you remember this, but in the beginning of it was like, wear a specific N95 medical grade air filtering mask. And then now it's like, just wear something over your face.
Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
like I feel like it's digressed. So like,
I-
is it still serious, or like, because I can guarantee you, your dirty, sweaty bandana that you have in your back pocket's not going to protect your shit when you wrap it around your face.
No. And you know what's even like, okay, so if you order a corset off of Wish, off of or off of Amazon, it comes with a free thong. And I've seen pictures on Instagram and pictures on Facebook of girls wearing the thong on their face.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was so dumb. It was so dumb.
So my thoughts on that is now they're advising that you wear like any type of mask, where it's a bandana or people are making their own masks.
Right.
To me, it seems like they're generally just telling you to do that so people won't freak out, so they won't have that we're like a group of people like
Anxiety,
hysteria,
or
like group hysteria kind of a thing. It's like if you have that mental state where you're like, oh, I'm doing something, I'm protected, like you feel better, even though it might not actually be doing anything.
You know what, though, to be honest, like after all of this thing is done, I really think people are going to be extremely depressed. They're going to have bad PTSD with the whole situation. They're going to have anxiety through the roof. They're going to have to go get help. People are going to be on more medication. I feel like if you go out to the movies after all this is done and someone goes, achoo, you're going to freak out, you know?
Yeah, but okay. So I was thinking about that the other day. I was thinking about, in the midst of all of this, like you just said, and it's been extended again. So we're at like another month or whatever. I feel like there's two areas that are probably going to spike really hard. And you just kind of said it. And one, I think, is going to be suicide depression rates. Yep. And I also think pregnancy rates are going to go up too.
Exactly.
Like,
I've been
and
saying that the whole time.
I don't think much else is, though. Like, there's nothing else with the situation that they're in and all the information that they're pumping us. There really isn't much else to do other than worried about being fucking broke and staying at home and not knowing what to do with all this free time, or just fuck a lot. Like, what else do you do? I mean, like, if I was quarantined with my significant other, the only thing I'd be buying from Costco is a fucking Costco-sized thing of condoms and just fucking going through it. Like, what? I mean, come on. Like, if I don't have to go to work, like, you don't have to go to work. I can't go to the fucking park now without worrying about getting in trouble. Like,
I'm sorry with this whole Corona shit. If you're sitting at home and you're not working and you're not doing something to learn a new skill, or you're not doing something like reading a book, then I don't want to hear those people like complain about their fucking life anymore. You had the free time to sit here and learn another skill. Amazon's still running. Whatever you want to learn, get a book. Skillshare.com.
Video games.
That too.
Right.
Skillshare.com. I mean, we're not fucking sponsored by them, but Skillshare, $10 a month. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of videos on there to learn a new skill. It's sometimes something as simple as learning calligraphy. There's videos on there. You've got YouTube University. Learn a fucking skill. Read a book. Educate yourself. Right now, I'm reading a book on fucking taxes. People bitch about these rich people having taxes, or all these tax loopholes and not paying taxes. Read a book on taxes. You'll find out why. They read a goddamn book. Read a book. Educate yourself. You got the goddamn time.
I think Dan's really frustrated at people for being lazy.
I'm frustrated at people being stupid and lazy. You want to do something, do it. People are getting frustrated at me like, hey, you're not working. You want to hang out? No, I'm working. No, you're laid off. No, I have another fucking thing that I am teaching myself that will make me money and get me out of the job that pays less than what I want to go into. I'm learning a skill. I'm reading books. Yes, I'm still doing stuff on my free time. I still want to go do my photography. Today I went for a ride on the Harley this morning, but I'm still taking the time to teach myself shit. Why people aren't, I don't know. Except you people that are making TikToks, keep doing what you're doing. I love you.
Yeah. Do you do TikTok, Bella?
I
don't.
do TikTok.
I don't, but I wanted to get into it. until I
it.
heard this whole
Right.
Chinese thing with TikTok right now going on saying that Congress has like a whole thing about it and the government has this whole thing about it.
Okay, that it's all true. But here's the thing, and I don't mean to
What's
sound
true?
like me, that the Chinese are pretty much can monitor a lot of shit on your phone because it's run by a Chinese company.
Mhm.
Even let's just say I'm not going to argue whether or not it's true. I'm just going on the basis that it is true. I'm a sheet metal worker. He's a tattoo artist. You're a bikini barista. China does not give a fuck what we're doing. Sorry.
I mean,
Like we're not important. We're not important enough. If I worked for the government, sure, I wouldn't do TikTok, but I don't. I'm a fucking construction worker in Seattle. I'm not important to China.
Right.
If they know what I'm doing on my phone, they're probably just going to be scarred from realizing what kind of fucking porn I watch.
Right. Like, yeah, I actually, it's funny you say that. I was just about to say, like, I mean, like, personally, I don't, and I feel the same way about our government too, because I'm sure you both have had those thoughts where, like, does the government really care about, like how they're always like, people are watching, like the government knows, shit like that. So kind of like what we're talking about, I feel like this almost the same thing for not only like foreign countries, but like my country as well. Like if they ever actually took an interest in what I do, they'd be like, wow, this dude's a fucking nasty freak. I don't want to be around.
Yeah.
I know.
Like they weren't anticipating the level of freak that I was or am. And so they're like, yeah, we're gonna nix this guy. He's good. Yeah, he's good. Like we'll just let him continue doing his thing. Like next. Are you genuinely concerned as far as your financial stability goes amongst all of this? I mean, obviously, like you said, you have the OnlyFans and stuff like that too. But
yeah,
what do you think?
I'm actually not concerned.
Well, that's good.
I'm not worried. But that's because, well, first, my boyfriend's getting his unemployment, and it's more than enough than what we need, especially now since they're actually adding the 600 to it. Everything's going to be fine. I'm also going on.
Are they adding 600 to it?
They're adding 600 a week.
On top, on top of whatever you get a week.
On top of what you would normally get?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit.
See, I am
He's
personally
scared.
I'm about to get banked because I just got unemployment yesterday and I didn't get that extra 600. But I was told it wasn't supposed to start till like mid-month this month.
Yes, exactly.
So if they start doing that, I should be good.
You should be perfectly fine. Also, I'm going to be on standby unemployment because I can't work. Because I'm at risk. And then I have my Insta I make money on every day, and I have my OnlyFans that I'm just making money every day, so I'm perfectly fine on that. That's just that, I guess. I'm not doing anything, honestly. I'm just building things.
I wish
you're building your little empire.
I know but I made this couch actually.
Really?
It took me a week.
Did?
Yes.
We'll back up and show them it. Go grab your camera. Yeah. What?
Well, here, I'll show you.
She's like, I made this couch, but I'm not going to show you that I made this couch.
Yeah. So I took this couch apart. My house is a mess, so excuse that. Now, how do you flip this one? There we go. No, wait.
Oh God.
Let me go back.
See, Dan, someone did learn a new craft. She learned how to build furniture. So if anybody needs a new couch, you hit up her and she'll build you a new couch. Okay. Perfect. Look at that.
That looks good.
It's like you got it at Ashley Home Furniture.
No, it's not.
I haven't.
But I mean, I will give it. It's like one of the most comfortable fucking couches I've ever sat on, and I literally got like all this stuff, and I did it. And this is what it looked like.
Oh Jesus!
Oh wow! Wow,
it
that
went
got
from
way better.
This ugly piece of shit, and I completely like changed up the construction of the couch too. Like the whole body of the couch, like completely changed. Versus that ugly piece of shit that I got for free.
I thought I was motivated, but I'm not even that motivated.
Yeah, I haven't even built a fucking couch.
And
no, you're building a chicken coop right now.
I know. I can't wait.
I ended up redoing my kitchen. I put up a backsplash in there and marble, like this marble sticky cover for
Right.
for the counters that last up to 2 years. So this
Right.
is what I did. I'm almost done with it, but this is what I've got so far.
Very
Wow.
nice. That looks good.
Way to go!
Yeah, see?
You know what you should
And
do? You should do some OnlyFans photos of you in like construction worker get up.
While
I
she's
know.
upgrading her house,
like
she's
a-
just like don't-
like a tool belt and a thong.
right, and then
Yeah,
caption it.
right?
Don't mind me just laying my backsplash.
I've actually done
Yeah.
a couple videos in the kitchen, like saying, "Hey guys, I'm going live," or "Hey guys, I'm
Right.
doing this." You know.
Right. I was thinking about this the other day too, and because personally for me, like I'm trying to take this, I mean, I feel like I feel and hope that a lot of people are taking this time to do things within their personal life to make things better. Because like really realistically, what else are you gonna fucking do?
They're not, though.
Well, like for me, in the last podcast saying, like I told you, like I'm like trying to completely quit drinking and like go sober from that and make certain subtle changes in my life to make things better. So I'm thinking that unfortunately amongst the people that this might be very detrimental to as far as emotional stability and stuff like that, I also feel like on the flip side, I feel like a lot of people are going to get their shit together because all they have is time. It's that you remember, like, I mean, and I know I've said it to myself, and I'm sure you guys have said it to yourself. It's like, oh, I just don't have the time to do that,
Yeah.
But now, all I have is fucking time. Like I have too much time.
But that's the thing. That's not human nature though. Human nature is to fucking bitch and complain. People are gonna still sit there and they're gonna complain about how the government is handled. They're gonna complain that they aren't going to work. They're gonna complain that their stimulus check isn't coming in. They're gonna complain that their stimulus check isn't enough. They're gonna complain their unemployment is up. All they're gonna do is complain. They're not going to try and better their lives because, as sadly as it is, it's not human nature.
Well, Dan, it sounds like
everything else. Self-improvement.
It sounds like you hang out with a lot of complainers, Dan. You need to change your life.
This isn't me hanging out with complainers. This is look at your fucking Facebook feed. Look at your Instagram feed. It's all over. Like it's all over. I would say 9 out of 10 people that that I see on Facebook and Instagram are probably just complaining about something. Either they're complaining about Donald Trump, or they're complaining about Bernie Sanders, or they're complaining about Joe Biden, or they're complaining about whatever the government's doing, or just the general shit over this coronavirus crap. It's complain. It's someone else's fault. And they don't want to focus on bettering themselves. And then they're like, oh, I wish I had time. They're like, dude, you were just fucking off work for 2 months. You had plenty of time to learn something. Why didn't you do it?
A lot of this is, you can't, and I hope you can't deny this, but a lot of this is somebody else's fault.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it was made in a lab and someone did not sanitize properly and went home and got everyone killed.
So, I mean, I don't know to that. I don't know to that extent, but like for me, it is somebody else's fault. I didn't go fucking do something in fucking China and fucking hold on. Whatever did happen,
no,
I didn't do it. She didn't fucking do it, and you didn't do it.
Okay, let's look at it this way.
But my life got drastically turned the fuck upside down.
No,
because of it.
I completely agree. This is my point of it. Okay, so let's say it's contributed to some guy in China. Let's say Donald Trump didn't help. Let's say the media didn't help or made it worse. Let's say and the Democrats, all these people made it worse or contributed to what is going on now. Your fucking bitching does not change it or make it better. Shut up. Not you specifically. I'm talking about just people in general. Just shut up.
Yeah.
Right.
Do something that makes your life better. I don't want to hear complaining. It doesn't change the situation. It happened. Get over it.
Right.
You've got time. Learn something. Read a book.
Right.
Which, by the way, I recommend to everybody, go read Rich Dad Poor Dad. It will change.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
I love that book. Read Rich Dad Poor Dad. Maybe when y'all fucking get out of this and go back to work, you'll learn how to handle a fucking dollar.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
I agree. It's just,
I'm guessing you've read
that's,
the book, Bella.
I mean, that's, oh,
Sorry,
What was that?
just a second, Ryan. Bella, you've read the book?
Yeah, I've read most of it. I have to go back to it though. But I have a ton of books. But the book about Rich Dad Poor Dad, about how to handle your money, how to be more like financially stable, how to look at things differently, how to start a business, like.
It's amazing. I really wish that would have been required reading as like a senior or junior in high school.
Me too.
I feel like this country would be in 1,000 times better place if that would have been required reading for the last 20
and
years.
having that, and just having that piece of knowledge, and like especially before going to college and stepping into the real world, or even as a college book, someone should have read that, or made it like mandatory.
right.
Yep.
Bella, did you go to college?
What was that?
Did you go to college?
Yes, I did 1 year, and then I stopped, and then I went back in, and then I stopped. But that's because I was working on moving out of my dad's house at the time.
Right.
Because I couldn't really focus. I had a full-time job. I was taking almost 18 credits at a time. Yeah, and that's when I was actually managing Starbucks. So I was waking up in the morning, 3 a.m. I worked. Oh my God! Sometimes I worked 3 a.m. to 11 p.m. sometimes, and oh my God, I hated my life. And then those days, I made sure my classes were online. I had to take communications class. I took English literature classes because I wanted to be an English teacher at the time. And then
I have an English degree.
Nice.
That's
because I
what
love
went
reading
to
and
school for.
writing. I can read and write.
Yet he can't put together a proper sentence.
I fucking hate reading, but I love writing. So
I love writing. I can write some serious poetry.
I can't understand half the shit he texts me.
Are you gonna read some poetry for us really quick? Probably not. It's okay.
Oh my God, no.
Are you gonna recite some poems? What? Okay.
I actually have some poems in my phone. But the poems that I write, I can rhyme, but I don't like to rhyme. I kind of like to paint an image. I like Edgar Allan Poe so much. He's my favorite.
Oh, he's so dope.
Oh my God. He's like the best writer, and he's the best artist, honestly, like that I've ever known. And that's because I love dark poetry so much, because it's so real. You could feel it. It's just like with happy poems and happy books and all that. All right, that's great. You watch a Disney movie and it always has a happy ending. But if you read a poem, like, for example, about his wife, like dying and all that stuff, and being haunted by that, and like his pain, just everything, like that's real emotion. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, so that stuff I completely love. But I stopped school. I plan on going back very soon, actually. Within the year, I plan on going back. Or at least
you wanted to pursue like English as a teacher?
I wanted to be a college
like
professor.
that.
I wanted to do high school, so secondary.
Right. But like as an English teacher, though?
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely remember when I was in school doing all of that type of stuff, because like I said, I fucking hate reading. But I think in the course, because I did a double major in 5 years, and in a course of 5 years, I don't think I ever read that so much before in my life, especially for all of, like you just said, your literature courses. I think I took 13 literature courses in the span of, and I literally wanted to blow my head off every day that I had, but it wasn't just like, it was Brit lit, Native American lit, early American lit, like all this crazy shit. And I'm just like, dude, fuck this. Like, this is so
It's a lot of reading, and you got the comprehension stuff, and then you have to do the reports and the essays.
All the analytical essays.
You gotta analyze everything. You gotta write it. You gotta rewrite it.
I want to blow my head off just listening to it.
It's not hard. It's not. It's
not easy. Advanced for you.
Yeah, and
no, I highly doubt that. It's just I just don't want to deal with it.
And that was
as much as I hated English, I was super fucking good at it in high school.
I used to grade papers after school.
They wanted me to do like the AP classes in high school, but I was like,
doubt it.
No, I don't want to. No, I got held to a very high standard. My parents were very, very involved, and if you didn't get an A, you were
grounded.
Well, you were grounded, but you were just like a disappointment to the family. So
somehow
English at the time. I mean, I don't know how well I would do in English class now, but at the time, I did very, very well in. I mean, I was forced to do well in everything, but I never remember struggling with English.
Right. I actually, it's funny. I remember struggling hard as fuck growing up. Not necessarily like reading and writing. It was more grammar. Like when you're like, hey, circle the pronoun and this, all that stupid shit. Like I remember specifically having like a really hard time. Like I understood what was happening, but like being asked to identify the certain parts of it, like I couldn't.
I had trouble with that too.
I couldn't like the second the second you asked me why and what, I was like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about. Like I can write it and it'll make sense. And it's just funny because then I ended up, later in life, I ended up getting a fucking degree in it. And and that's funny because even for you, if you wanted, doing the whole teacher thing, like you have, I don't know how in depth you've looked into it, but I know for us, you had to do your education courses too on top of your English courses as well. Yes. To get the teaching part of it and doing, I know one of them was doing, we had to start as like an adjunct professor and then like a teaching assistant while taking the courses and then getting certified and like all that other crazy shit. You know? So I did that.
Did you have to go sub at a school?
No, I didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't
require that.
Yeah, I didn't do the education side of it, and I thought about it, and then I like did a little research about it, and I was like, there's just no way I could handle doing that much more on top of everything I was doing, because like I said, I was doing a double major, so not only was I doing the English side of it, but I was also doing my photography major, and not that was like a huge strain on, I mean, didn't make it any easier, but it wasn't hard, I would say. But in that aspect, because
it was a fun thing you wanted to do.
Well, it was fun, but at the same time, it wasn't easy because I had, I had my art classes as well too, so I had to do all of this stuff for that as well, as far as defending my artwork, going through the 303 classes and like going through all of that type of stuff as well. I mean, it didn't make it any easier, but I definitely, I don't think I'd have the patience for teaching anyways, because I think it happens to you too, but you know exactly what you're talking about when you're saying something, but the second somebody doesn't understand it, I just like lose all patience and don't want.
Yep.
I don't want to have to go back through my process. So like, I would much rather just move on and just like negate. But like, you can't do that in teaching because they have to comprehend what you're saying. Yeah. And it would just, yeah.
Yeah, like I
just
teach actually.
Hey, Ryan, you want to back it up like 20 seconds?
Are you kidding me?
Dude.
Yeah, I would hate teaching because I would just lose all patience, and I would lose it with all patience in any grade. I feel like it would be, even as a kid, as like if I were teaching kids, like I would clearly obviously understand why they probably didn't understand what I was saying, but I would probably get more frustrated faster if I started teaching older kids, especially like high school and college, because then I'm
Because
just
they
like,
got this, you know?
yeah, and I'm like,
And
no,
but they
you're
don't want to use it.
yeah, and I'm just like, you're just being a
Oh,
lazy
yeah.
fuck. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I know how I was in college. And did you only ever do online courses, or did you actually go into?
No, I went to school.
Yeah. What I hated, I don't know if you experienced this. So I went to a university, and coming in as like a freshman and sophomore, I felt like they still treated us like we were high school kids. And like, I was not about that. I was not fucking about that at all. I hated it. I thought it was stupid as fuck. And I remember one time, a professor trying to pull the, see me after class, like I need to talk to you about some discipline shit. And so like I waited and, blah, 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 10 minutes goes by and he's like, I wanted to talk to you about your behavior in class, some stupid shit. And it was literally about wearing a hat in class. And
Oh, fuck
the whole
that.
time the whole time he was talking about how like, you're playing, he's like, we're playing this invisible game of hardball and you're testing my limits and the other students are feeding off of it and all this shit. And after he was done speaking, I ended up actually getting kicked out of the class, but I basically just went off at him about being an adult and that I was like, what he was doing was wrong and don't treat me like a fucking child. Like, I'm not playing hardball, but this is also a university. Like, I'm giving you the respect by actually accepting your wishes by staying back. I didn't need to be here. I could have just told you, I was like, I could have just told you to go fuck yourself because we're adults and this isn't high school. But we butted heads so hard, and I wasn't trying to purposely be defiant. His vibe was fucking killing me inside, and like it was.
And fucking with him felt good.
yeah. It's like he was sucking the soul out of the experience of that class, and I was like, dude, no, like, because he was that type of person that his back was always to you. It was just throwing information at you left and right, and I'm sure maybe you saw it in some classes, but if you ever looked around and you just realize that nobody's paying attention.
No, everyone's on their phone, on their laptop.
Yeah. Nobody gives a fuck. Like, and especially
I
in
feel
college,
like my college experience was so much different.
Like, and especially in college, because you can be on your laptop. And for me personally, most of the classes that I was in, that's how people took notes. Like, it was all.
Yeah, I had my iPad.
Type it out as quickly as you can to try to keep up. And so, like I said, it was just kind of crazy because like if he saw what I saw, he would know why I was doing it, because I was trying to not have it be so monotonous and fucked up the whole time, make it engaging and accepting for us to take all that information in. It was absolutely. What was your college experience? Not the partying, Dan. Not the partying. I don't care about the partying.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
No, so I didn't go to a college. I mean, we had class time. I went to a tech school. So it was 9 months. It was it's called Wyotech. I went for diesel technology and chassis fabrication. So I went to learn to fix semi trucks, heavy equipment, and build race cars. So that was a lot of fun. But the school we went to, we technically had a uniform. So we had we had the certain color shirt that we had to wear, and our hair had to be so short. We had not allowed to have any facial hair except a mustache. If we wanted facial hair, it could only be a mustache. It couldn't go past the corners of our mouth. So we had to be freshly shaved every day. We couldn't have any holes in our clothes. We had to wear certain types of shoes. Our gig line had to be straight, so that little line where your shirt overlaps had to be in line where like your pants overlap.
Right.
No cell phones, no laptop anywhere allowed in the building. Not even just in class, just not even in the building. It was.
Well, I'd hope not, especially for vocational training and stuff like that. Like, I feel like where would you even have the time to be able to have a laptop or or a phone
Well,
out. Like if I was learning that type of shit.
Well, it wasn't even about taking notes. It was like you had your notepad, and this was also years before you
Right.
were in college. So like laptops were probably a lot more expensive. They were
Right.
not as many people had them. Like I don't even think iPad wasn't even a thing yet. Like it just wasn't even invented when I was in college.
Right.
Like the
iPads were like relatively
iPhone,
new for me. Yeah.
The iPhone 2 had just come out like the year I went off to college.
Wow.
So yeah. So it was a while ago. What, the iPhone 11 just came out, and I was in college when the iPhone 2 came out.
I heard everything.
So, yeah, you're good. So it was a lot of fucking structure. So like there wouldn't have been that argument you had with your teacher. Like there was no hats. I think there were hats allowed. There was no hats allowed in the classroom. Like you had to take your hat off as you came to the classroom, and the instructor would be standing there, and he would rip your hat off of your head and give it back to you at the end of the day if you walked through his doorway with your hat on.
Right.
And imagine, I went to school in the middle of Wyoming with like 4,000 to 6,000 fucking rednecks. So it's a straight party every fucking night, and it's just 6,000 of the most mouthiest fucking bastards you can think of. So like we had an instructor one day who was, man, he was getting mouthy about, like he wasn't getting mouthy. We were mouthy, and he was getting mad over it. And he said something about, I can't even remember, but I'm so glad the instructor didn't hear this. The guy that was 2 desks over from me said to the instructor, "Hey, tell your daughter to stop wearing lipstick. My dick's starting to look like a rainbow."
What?
I am so glad the instructor didn't hear that. But there was an instructor who did get in trouble because I guess some of the students were like throwing stuff up towards the front of the classroom and just giving this guy a whole bunch of shit. And he just disappeared. He went to his office, and he came back like 5-10 minutes later, and he came back out, and he's like, "The next motherfucker that throws something, I am beating your ass." And he goes back to write something on the whiteboard, and someone like throws a pencil at the whiteboard. And the other instructor that was in the office came running out of the office and tackled that instructor because that guy was running at the student that just threw the pencil.
Oh my god!
And he pinned him against the wall, and the one instructor had to throw the pissed off instructor like out of the classroom. It was nuts. Like it was a lot different than typical university college.
That's sick.
Like
yeah. I definitely never saw any of that. I think the story that I told you was probably the most confrontational thing between a student and teacher I've ever saw at Northern. I didn't really see.
We were encouraged to fight.
Nah, I doubt that. I actually have a question prior to us ending our session in light of everything. What's the first thing you guys are going to do when all this is over?
Go back to work.
Like, no, I mean like for fun. Like, what's something you've been looking for? Like things that you do. Like for me, I love going to the movies. Like, what's one thing that like you're already like, fuck, dude, like I can't wait to go do that again.
Go out to eat.
I want to go on date night with him. That's what I want.
Yeah, you want to go on date night? Where's date night? What's the first place you're gonna go?
So the way we typically do our date nights, mostly like a date weekend, I guess.
Oh shit! What?
Yeah. So that's typically how we do it. Like every once in a while. Okay. Every once in a while, I'm like, all right, you came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
For our date nights, if it's not just like, oh, a regular Friday night, let's go eat out or watch a movie.
Right.
He will actually, while I'm at work or whatever, he'll be like, all right, babe, let's go out to dinner. Let's do this. Let's do that. But guess what I got planned? I'm like, what? He's like, we're staying 2 days over here, 2 days over here. And then like, we're going there right after we eat. And like, we went to, is it Port Townsend?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've like, and
it's a nice area.
That's where near where they shot Twilight, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
It's about.
It's in the area.
It's on the Olympic Peninsula. It's about an hour and a half away.
Yeah.
It's you have to almost go. You kind of have to go past Port Townsend to get to Fort.
Yeah, exactly. So, but the thing is, we drove out from there also.
That's
so we got there.
Drive.
Yeah,
for you,
so we
from where
drove
you're
from
at.
here to there. We had we actually stayed at this one hotel because it was the only one open. Actually, it was
there's not a whole lot in Port Townsend. I think there's like
no, and they're like so like tiny, right? They kind of look like motels. So we went there, and unless it's like the bed and breakfast ones that are like amazing, which we are gonna do next time when all of this is done, and I'm 21. Because there's this place there called the Siren, and we walked up to go to the restaurant, and they're like, "Oh, you gotta be 21 to be in here because it's an open bar and blah blah blah." And we have like, I don't know what they were doing. They said something about the gay community and stuff. So I was like, "Oh!" I was so angry. Because it's like on the water and it's like a lot of fun and it's all lit up, kind of like you're on the beach in there. It's really cool.
All right, Dan, what about you? What are you looking forward to?
I miss going out to eat. My fat ass misses some good food and a nice drink.
Just sitting down at a restaurant.
Yes,
I miss that.
Yeah,
it's funny the things that we like. And obviously at the time we didn't. We don't think that way when you're in the moment, but the things that we take for granted now, like I can't tell you how many times me and my roommates have been like, "Oh, well, what do you want to eat?" And then we'll name like 14 restaurants off and be like, "Fuck that. I don't want to do that. That sounds, whatever." And then now we're like, those are the things that we're craving. We're craving to go.
Any of
like, and
it's about the wanting what you can't have. It's human. That is human nature. Yeah, exactly. You want what you can't have. Like, if all of a sudden, you could be like, you never want Taco Bell, and all of a sudden you were told that all the Taco Bells in the 50-mile radius are closed, you would all of a sudden want Taco Bell.
Well, I don't want Taco Bell now, so I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No. There was a night where we were driving by. Well, we got like. Well, he was drunk. I was just stoned. And I was like, oh my God, I want to make chicken right now. Just because I don't know why. I just wanted to make chicken. And McDonald's is like right down the street, not even 2 minutes away. So we drove. He goes, I don't want to make chicken. I want Taco Bell. And I'm like, but I want to make chicken. He goes, okay, let's go see if Taco Bell's open. So we went down to Taco Bell. And they're like, oh, well, we closed like, 10, 15 minutes ago, and I'm sitting here like, oh, but I actually wanted a Dorito taco, or I wanted
you wanted to make chicken, but then as soon as you found out that you couldn't have Taco Bell, you're like, I now want Taco Bell.
Exactly.
Like me, I've wanted. So I don't know if you guys have ever had Whataburger. No. Okay, it's a southern burger joint. I had it in Texas. Since like the day I left Texas, I have wanted Whataburger, and I haven't been able to have it in 9 years, and it's fucking killing me.
That's how I feel about In-N-Out Burger.
That's how I feel about Lebanese food. I miss Lebanon so much.
Is that where you're from?
Yeah, I grew up there.
Oh shit! Wow, I've never been there. I grew up all over the world. I was in a military family, but I've never once been there. I
think the closest I was in was Jordan.
Oh,
Israel. Yeah, they're just like Lebanese people, but we're better.
Right. Yeah,
they were
I'm sure
they were all so angry. Like, they wanted my money, but they were angry about everything.
I'm sure they say the same about you, that they're better than Lebanese people.
I don't want to hear that. No, because actually I met a Jordanian guy. I think it was yesterday, 2 days ago. I was walking, we were walking to Walmart, and someone's trunk was open. I was like, oh, trunk is open, ding. And I closed the trunk because that's just courtesy. If my trunk is open, I want someone to close it, right? The guy is sitting in his car, he goes, I'm just like, oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you just left your car, like your trunk open. I wanted to close it for you. He goes, oh, it's okay, with like this Arab accent. I was like, oh, where are you from? He was like, Jordan. I was like, oh, I'm Lebanese. He goes, what? Your people are amazing. And I'm like,
I know. Thank you for. Yeah,
I know.
Okay. Yeah.
I know Shakira's half Lebanese. You know, and she's
Is
a
she?
mom too. Yes,
I didn't know that.
she's Colombian and Lebanese.
Okay, so because we're gonna wrap this up in a few minutes, I have a question that I was talking to Ryan about before you jumped on the call and we started the podcast.
Yeah.
Going back to OnlyFans. So I'm gonna use you as an example because you're on the call and you have an OnlyFans account. So me as someone that knows you and you know me and you have an OnlyFans, and I have other friends that have OnlyFans accounts. Is it considered creepy or weird for like a friend to go support someone on OnlyFans? Like, I don't want your content, but I want to support you in what you're doing, because me and Ryan were talking about that and we're kind of lost. Like, where is that line of like, how well do you know someone that you shouldn't go get like subscribed? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've dealt with that. That's actually been a conversation that my boyfriend and I have had. So it's like, for example, I'm friends with his friends, his group of friends that come over and we all hang out and everything. Yeah, hell no. You don't follow my stuff. You don't subscribe to anything.
But do you know that they don't?
Well, no.
Well, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Though, like, so I get it. Like, you know, don't cross that line.
Actually,
but, like, who knows? Watch.
That's a
all
good
of them
question.
Fucking have it.
How much do you know about your subscribers? Does it just say you have another subscriber? Does it like have a profile picture and their name?
Most of them are like WXZXF94 or whatever. That's like, yeah, I'm like, all right, that's cool. What's up?
Yeah.
Because yesterday I had a live feed going on and they were talking to me and stuff, and I was like, yeah, blah blah, yeah, and I don't know what your name, WZ9, awesome. What's up?
So, but can people who are subscribers, like, for me, I like, just to keep shit simple, I'll use a very simple, basic, obvious fucking screen name for my shit.
Doesn't have to be a real name either.
I know, but like, do they have like profile pictures or whatever? Because
some don't.
I have friends that are models. Like, we're friends. We've gone and done stuff. Like, we're friends. It's not just a photographer model relationship. Like, we're friends. And this person posted that they're now on OnlyFans. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. I want to go fucking subscribe to you because I want to support you in what you're doing because we're friends. But does that cross a line?
I feel like it crosses the line when you cross the line. I feel like getting it. It's almost like when you say like
subscribe to it, but don't like ever bring it up.
Right? Like, it's like,
yeah.
So it's like if I subscribe to her, like, I don't think she would care. But like the second I like hit her up on Instagram, then I
like,
think
oh my
that's
god,
where
your
it's
video was awesome.
Right?
Yeah. So you're saying like if I go subscribe to like my friend's OnlyFans, and then all of a sudden she puts out like this new picture or video, and I text her, I'm like, hey, that video you just put out was fucking hot as shit.
Yeah,
like,
that's I think that's the line. I definitely
like
think
just
that's
subscribe. Whether or not you look at it is not relevant. Just don't bring it up.
Yeah, my best friend in Virginia, Kevin, he's like he's been on my barista page. He does not follow my OnlyFans, but he chooses not to out of respect for me. You know what I mean? But some of my stuff, like, I'll be like, hey, look at what I wore at for one of my content videos on my OnlyFans. Nathan bought it for me. Right. Tell me what you think. And he's like, he's on FaceTime with me, talking to me about it while I'm sending him my stuff. My boyfriend is sitting right next to me, you know, chit-chatting with us. And he's like, oh my God, yeah, I bought that for her. It looked amazing. And then he's like, wow, that's actually fire. Like, that looks great. You know what I mean? He's like, oh, those creepy old guys are going to love this shit. You know what I mean? But he doesn't make it awkward.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
That's fine, but if you're my friend and you're like, oh my God, your tits looked amazing, and I'm just like,
right, okay, so I have a thought / question / comment, I guess, if you will, on that, because like, okay, so I know someone who I've worked with, who has an OnlyFans, who knows I've like basically secretly crushed on her since like the day I've met her, and we talk kind of like we kind of crossed that line, whether or not it's like actually joking or if it's like just flirtatious, you know. But like, you know, I definitely hit her up and was like, yo, let me get a subscription to that OnlyFans when you pop it up, like knowing that I'll probably never actually physically see her again because she's across the country. But like, I don't think it was weird, like, because she played off of it, you know, like she continued the conversation and kept going with it.
Did
So,
you get
like,
it?
not yet.
I see, because she's
Yeah.
at that stage where she's just like,
I know, which is like, I get it. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Like, I felt indifferent about asking, but like at the same time too, and then this is my comment part. I mean, sometimes, I mean, listen, it's 2020. Like, I feel like, you know, we talked about access to information and the way people think about things. Sometimes I kind of just want to be like, hey, yo, like, you put up a really sexy video last night, and just that's it. Like, I'm not, there's no ulterior motive. It's just like, hey, good fucking work. You know? Like, is that too much? Like, what do you think?
No, like if you don't make it, as long as you don't make it awkward, it should
Right.
be cool. Like my
Right.
mom
Well,
knows.
and I
I'm
get,
on
I
it.
get,
You
I
know
mean,
what I
I
mean?
get that.
It's not like she
and it's not,
subscribes.
yeah. Yeah, well, it's not like I'm trying to make it awkward, but like like I said, I think just, you know, we're in the year 2020. I think, you know, I should be able to, hey, good fucking work yesterday, Bella. Like, keep her at her, bud. You know, that's it, and that's it. And there's like not, you know, I guess it's really open.
If you're my friend and you're on my stuff, you better be tipping me for everything that I do.
Oh,
This
got
is
it.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day about this. Is if I want to give someone that I know a compliment because something was fucking, you know, it was fucking hot, sexy, whatever, like it was a great fucking content, I'll just send them like the fire emoji. Like if it's a story or something,
Right.
just fire
Yeah.
emoji. Like I don't gotta say nothing. Fire. Like I'm letting you know this was dope.
Right.
I'm not saying, oh, that was sexy, or I love the way the fucking outfit looked, or I love the way your fucking ass looked. It's just fire. Like just all around.
Even
great
though
fucking
probably it
post,
looked delicious.
good work. Yeah, I'm not trying to make it creepy. Like obviously I think it's good because obviously something about it was super sexy or super hot, or it was your ass looked great, or your tits looked great, or your makeup looked great, whatever.
Right.
But just boom, fire emoji, or like, you know, 3 fire emojis, just whatever, just leave it at that. They get the fucking point and it doesn't come off as creepy.
Right. Oh well, yeah. I mean, I do that too. Like, but not like you said. Not, you don't say something. It's just like, I mean, and obviously people in that industry. I mean, I would hope that they expect that a lot of people are going to send shit their way once they post something, regardless if they want them to or not. You know.
Yeah.
So just like Dan said, like, you know, I follow on my Instagram. I follow baristas who I've tattooed, who I just got message information sent to me, like whatever. And like, same thing though, like obviously when they post a story on Instagram doing what they're doing, like they know that there's going to be a reaction amongst people of them replying, sending shit to their DMs and you know, replying to stories and shit like that. But I definitely don't feel weird about it, how it's just like, boom, fire emoji, or like, you know, like it's not like I'm writing out this long paragraph, but it's just like kind of like the showing some love, like, hey, like fire emoji, just like Dan said, like it's not anything big, or hopefully not awkward, because I feel like there's probably a lot of people doing a lot worse than sending an emoji. They're probably,
there's some creepers out there.
Yeah, writing some really fucked up shit, replying back to people about stuff like that too. Like that's
like my latest content. Actually, my latest content was. It's fine if I say it on here, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had a customer blowjob video. So I did that for my OnlyFans, and I used a customer or friend that I know very well for that. Anyways, moving on.
Wait, hold on, wait. Like,
it was my boyfriend. It was my boyfriend.
Wait,
but they don't
are
need
you
to know.
saying no? But like, are you saying it as like the content you were making, you were doing like the scenario of like,
yes, but
oh,
no,
okay,
no,
It's just like
No,
that,
I just
that
didn't know what
stepbrother
she was-
stepsister
yeah.
shit like on Pornhub. Like they're obviously not stepbrother stepsister. We're just putting this in the fucking title, and then all of a sudden you're in that mindset of, oh hey, this chick's fucking her stepbrother.
Well, okay, yeah. See,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought she was, because she was talking about how her boyfriend's hella cool with her having an OnlyFans. So I was like, whoa, like you guys are stepping way out. Yeah, I was like, I just had to clarify. I was like, I don't know.
See,
Yeah.
for me, I would be stepping to that boundary. I would be stepping out there.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Holy
No,
fuck.
because I used him for all of my
Mhm.
he's my prop. No, he's the pretty penis.
Yep.
He's more than just
The
a prop,
the beautiful
okay?
penis.
God.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that?
The beautiful penis.
Literally. So, but I used him in it, and like in the video too, I'm doing what I'm doing, and I'm also like talking to him as if he's a customer that's never got this, that's always wanted this from me or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I was like, oh, are you like finally like happy or like excited that I'm blah 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 blah? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
and then he says 1 or 2 lines, and that's it.
did he have to act?
That's it.
No, I asked him that.
No, but did he have to act? Like,
Act?
yeah, a little
No,
act.
he just said like 2 or 3 things to just make it believable,
Right.
and that's it.
Okay. Damn. Look at you
Yeah,
go.
but people actually want me to go make another video with him, but they want like a point of view video.
Right.
But anyways, because people believed it was a customer, they
Yeah.
were just all like, oh my God, how do I become a lucky customer? Oh my God, this is what my penis looks like. Oh my God, this, that. Like, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
Do you know?
How am I
Okay,
gonna
so
make money?
so real quick to kind of wrap this up a little bit. Do you know what'd be awesome is to have to connect Bella with Marina from the I Beg Your Pardon podcast.
Oh God, no, it would not be okay.
That would be
It would-
awesome.
This lady that we did a podcast with, she
2
does her own.
podcasts with.
Yeah, she does her own, and
Oh,
the way
she's all
that
about sex.
Yeah,
I
she-
see your page.
yeah, she is a fucking wild card at best. And
So everyone, go check out the I Beg Your Pardon podcast and I Beg
Yeah.
Your Pardon on
Mhm.
Instagram.
but I think you two would have a goddamn field day if like, and I don't know if it's good. I don't know if it's good or bad. So like that's why I'm not going to recommend it, because she could probably
I'm
I
going
don't
to
know.
give her your Instagram page and tell her to like add you and message you.
Bet I'd be down for it.
because the last one that we did the guy's perspective, and I know she's done a couple already, but I think she would definitely be intrigued as fuck to do a girl's perspective, especially with someone in the
Doing
industry and things
OnlyFans.
like doing all these things
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They'd probably fucking love that shit. Eat
She'd
that
probably
up.
also would want to hear from your boyfriend too, and like his thoughts on having someone involved in that.
Yeah, we'd both do it. It would be fun.
I think.
So
I'm
last
gonna,
question.
I'm gonna text her. I'm gonna
Let's make that
text.
the next podcast.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
I'm gonna text her as soon as we get off here and be like, "Here's her Instagram,"
Let's do
and I'm
it.
gonna tell her to listen to this episode tomorrow because this is gonna drop tomorrow, and yeah, have her hit you up. I think that'd be dope, and I would love to listen to it.
Last
Yeah.
question before we sign off. Does your boyfriend get part of the profits, or are you just skimping him out over there?
At least tell me you're
Okay.
buying them like pretty gifts or something.
Yeah, come on.
It's okay. I'm buying the dildos and everything. It's gonna be
He doesn't
great.
want.
He doesn't
he
want-
doesn't want fucking
Tell me like you're
dildos.
buying like some like nice cologne or a new
No.
Xbox game
No.
or something.
Oh my gosh. No. So basically, the way I have it set it up is actually all going into his account.
Oh, okay. He's got the better end of that
Shit.
deal. Yeah.
I need. He's got it fucking going on.
So I
Gotcha.
have it set up so that it all goes to him. And the reason why I do that is, I mean, at the end of the day, my money is his money. His money is my money. You know, I'm planning on getting married. You know what I
Make sure
mean?
you sign a prenup.
So, I mean, once my stuff start, you know, getting into like 4,000 a month, 5,000 a month, 6,000 a month, you know, from my OnlyFans, then yeah, I'm gonna move it into my name, but into a different account, like an account
Shit,
specifically
even
for
at
my business.
$1,000, I'd be moving my shit
Yeah,
in my
hey,
account.
you might want to look into like doing some type of like LLC shit and start paying less in taxes.
I don't know.
No,
But,
if you do it in like an LLC, like all those dildos or outfits or stuff can all be tax deductible.
oh yeah, I already get discounts.
That's not a discount. Tax deductible, as in
No,
the more the more you spend, the less you'll pay in taxes. So everything you buy means less you'll pay in taxes.
What?
Yeah.
Okay,
like,
Okay, yes,
so,
give me more information on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do is I'm essentially just going to send you I'll send you the information on a book you should read. It's called Tax Free Wealth, and it tells you all the benefits you can get from being set up as an LLC. And it's like a couple $100 to set up as an LLC.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
So
Send me info on that.
yeah, and if you're reading Rich Dad Poor Dad, you should know a lot of this too. Finish reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Read his next book, Cash Flow Quadrant, and then this book, Tax Free Wealth. I'll send you the info on it. It'll blow your mind on how much, like, you can essentially, all that stuff you're gonna have to pay in taxes at the end of the year from your OnlyFans, you can make it in a way like you're gonna pay like almost zero in taxes.
What? That's awesome. Yeah, that's great. Well, the thing is with the OnlyFans, actually, they tax it out as they pay you also. Well, as you go.
Oh,
So that
there you
also
go.
Oh, so
helps.
you're not hired on as a 1099?
I think they had me fill something out with that.
If you're a
But they
1099,
take-
they shouldn't be. I mean, if you're working for them as a 1099, because I used to do StreamMate, which is a cam modeling, and I was hired on as a 1099, which means independent contractor. So they took out their chunk, their portion, because obviously they got paid too. That's not taxes. You still have to pay your full amount in taxes.
Yeah. So what they do is they take out a portion. They did have us fill out a thing too.
1099.
Right.
Yeah. I'll send you the info. We won't get into it deep on here, but we are going to wrap it up. So please tell everybody where they can find you.
All right, guys. You can find me on my Instagram at Your Fave Coffee Babe. Spelled out URFAVE Coffee Babe. My name is Bella. Subscribe to my OnlyFans. If you're not, there's something wrong with you.
And if you do, don't make it fucking weird, because we just discussed that. You know exactly how to not do that. That's awkward as fuck. Dan, where can they find you?
Where can they find me? Well, they can find the podcast almost anywhere you can listen to fucking podcasts. Mostly Spotify, Apple iTunes, and Anchor FM. You can find us on Instagram at Real Ass People. You can find me on Instagram at Big Danny G. Ryan, where can they find you?
And what's that last page they can find you at, Dan?
Damn it. You can find my photography work at D Block Shots on Instagram.
And no, it's not a bunch of dick pics, just so you know. Well, if you find yourself bored enough to stumble upon my Instagram page, you can hit me up at Designs by Dino. Unfortunately, the tattoo industry is pretty fucking filling right now, so it's going to be a while till I can get back into the studio. So if you want to schedule, hit me up on there. That'd be greatly appreciated.
You can also find me on TikTok at Big Danny G. My TikTok's blowing up a little bit.
Oh God!
Woo! Look at you! My sister has 12K.
Yeah, I'm not quite there yet, but every time I release a video,
Jesus.
like, it jumps like a motherfucker, and I only release a video like once every 2 weeks, but it's insane the growth
we have for today, Dan.
Fine. Fuck you. Let's get out of here.
Well, I need to get ink done with you then sometime.
Yes, you do.
You don't want to. You don't want to go see me. I'm trash.
He does good work. I met him getting tattooed by him, so.
That's
well, if you're trash, then I'll get it for free.
Well,
right?
No, you can pay for that shit. No, you can pay for that shit.
I'll pay for that trash.
Ryan, take us out of here, man.
Well, everybody, it's been a great fucking pleasure. Thank you again for Bella for being on this podcast today. Thank you, Dan, for allowing me to be the co-host on this podcast again. And we'll see you next time, motherfuckers. Stay loose.
Bye, everybody.
Peace. Bye.
Peace.
All right.